Anyone who ever said that Kristen Stewart is a bad actress should watch this movie and then kindly shut the fuck up.
My twin brother Lewis died here.
It's been 95 days.
We made this oath. Whoever died first would send the other a sign.
From the afterlife.
Personal Shopper is directed by Olivier Assayas, and it stars Kristen Stewart as a personal shopper living in Paris. And past that, it's kind of hard to describe the plot of this movie. Her brother died 90 days ago, and while he was alive, the two of them were, sensitive to the paranormal, and they promised each other that whoever died first would send a sign to the other one proving that there's an afterlife. But describing that aspect of the plot is only one facet of a plot that has so many different facets, and it's awesome. I have been trying to see this movie for months, and I finally got to, and I'm so glad I did. It was so fucking cool. Kristen Stewart is absolutely incredible. Seriously, anybody who has ever said, oh, she can't act, has either never seen her in a movie other than Twilight, or just has no fucking idea what they're talking about and doesn't know a good performance if it bit them in the ass. She's electrifying in this film. It's absolutely insane. And this film as a whole, I've never really seen anything quite like it. It's so bizarre and so different, and it's arguably an art house film. I mean, it's very stylized and very strange, and there are certain techniques used that are really just jarring, but they're used, in order to further the theme of this movie. And because of a lot of those things, this film is kind of hard to review because it does things so differently and there's no real basis for comparison to anything else. Assayas uses a lot of really jarring tonal shifts throughout the film, and a ton of scenes will just go by and then fade to black with no real conclusion. And mind you, that's absolutely intentional on his part. That is very, very clever to use that as a technique in a film that is so centered around grief and about the death of a relative and trying to find closure after someone is gone. Because oftentimes there is no closure and you're left looking for answers where there are none. And this entire film is centered around Kristen Stewart looking for answers that don't exist and that she's never going to find. And as a result, the movie feels very anticlimactic is a good word for it, I guess, but it sounds too negative because that's the whole point of the film, is that, yeah, it is anticlimactic. Sometimes people just die, and you're left with this hole, and you don't know how to fill it, and you're looking for a way to do so, and you can't. Nothing you do helps, and it's hard for you to connect to the living because you're so racked with grief, and as a result, you're looking for answers from the dead who aren't going to be able to reach out to you, who aren't going to give you the closure that you need. And this is an entire film based around that concept. It's a little bit of everything. I mean, it's centered around materialism and sexuality and grief and loneliness and isolation, and it balances all of these things in a way that I've never seen before, because like I said, there are so many just jarring tonal shifts that happen in such an organized way that it's very obvious that they are intentional tonal shifts. But it really serves to make this film unlike anything I've ever seen, and as a result, I really can't stress enough how much I absolutely loved it. I definitely don't think it's for everybody. I know there's a lot of people who are going to find it boring because, mind you, it is very slow. It is very different and artsy and weird and very avant-garde. But for those who can appreciate films like that, you're going to fucking love this, because this movie is incredible. It deserved the 4.5-minute standing ovation it got at Cannes. I don't have enough words to even describe how much this movie spoke to me. There's so much to analyze, and I cannot wait to be able to watch it again, to actually be able to delve into it deeper. In a way, it sort of defies any rating, but at the same time, I'm going to say that Personal Shopper is definitely a genre masterpiece. This is the kind of art house film that does it right, unlike something like We Are the Flesh, which, upon further thought, I've really come to like less and less. And this just really blew me away in terms of everything, in the way it's shot, in the way it's acted, in its themes, in its presentation. Everything is just absolutely stellar, and I cannot recommend enough. If it's playing anywhere near you, please watch this movie. It will really blow your mind, especially if you're somebody who thinks Kristen Stewart's a bad actress. Watch this shit. That'll change your mind. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and you can click down there and like, comment, subscribe. If you seen Personal Shopper, please comment below. I would love to talk to you about it. Thank you so much, guys.
Was this you? Or is it just me?